Good to know about the progressive initiatives being taken by Mindline on this journey, and I'm sure the audience will also get to see all of it in your exhibition stall as well, the live demo and all the videos actually showcasing some of these initiatives being taken. Mr. Singh, patiently waiting, thank you. What role is played by digital transformation and automation in attracting and retaining more women in the workforce? And how is Coal India focusing on driving this change? More particularly, not just administrative roles, but making sure that women are actually there underground and they are really doing the blue collar jobs, actually mining, hardcore mining, not just administrative roles.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, and our great audience here. In fact, I will start by giving a perspective to women in mining in respect of coal mining first. Traditionally, mining jobs, especially in coal mining, were gender neutral. In 1946, the Deshpande inquiry observed that for every 4 employees in coal industry, one was a female worker. In 1946, the percentage of women in mines were 26%. 47, it came to 21%, 51, 16%, 1961, it came to 10%, and 1967, it came to 6.6%. Restriction on employment of women in direct mining jobs led them to shift to indirect jobs on surface like wagon loaders, sail pickers, and stowing common etc. After nationalization, the recruitment of women in executive cadres like medical officers, personnel officers, and other jobs started. 2019 was the key year when a very revolutionary decision was taken by Government of India by exercising its power under Section 83 of Mines Act, in which it permitted employment of women in open cast and surface 24 hours. In underground, in technical, managerial, and supervisory capacity during the day shift, that was 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So by that, more and more women are coming in executive cadres. For that, I have got a brief snapshot of women in Coal India. It is an interesting figure that there are 19,534 female with 2,14,312 male. That is the ratio of 9% in total manpower of Coal India, the women. Incidentally, 10% is the industry average for India as well. Female executives out of total women workforce are 6.4%. So we are having more women in workman grade and below executive grade. Out of those executives, engineers out of total officers are 22%. By that circular, this percentage will enhance. Up to E5, that is Gen Next, out of 1,254 women, there are 1,078 women in Gen Next up to E5 grade, and 200 something are E5 and above. Board level, we have got one woman director in Coal India. So what point I am making, that as soon as E5 girls come upward, take board level positions, and from E2 and onwards, recruitments are there, and day in, day out, I think percentage of women in coal industry is going to improve. Nobody can stop it. With more automation and digital transformation, percentage of women in active jobs will further increase. By the way, earlier the women were used in indirect jobs. Now they have taken the center stage. They are now console operators, they are CHP operators, they are operating our shovels, they are operating our digital consoles. Two women this year have cleared electrical supervisor exam in WCL, and this is a great success for them. So the point I am making, in blue collar and white collar, both categories, women are going to compare with men in coal.
Thank you. Good to know the statistics, but I'm just getting very tempted to ask another question. What is your vision? Because you spoke about a lot of statistics from back years, but what is the vision of Coal India? Like, what should this percentage should move up to in line with global standards, and what are some of the initiatives you're taking specifically to get more women? Not just induct them, but also make sure they reach right up to the boardroom level.
Number one, Government of India itself is aspiring for 40%. And we also, in Coal India, there is no glass ceiling. They compare well, they are sincere, hard-working, and certainly they will go up. And there is no restriction on them. Rather, they are promoted to aspire further up. So, we don't give any special treatment on gender-based special
Right.
treatment, but there is level playing field for everybody.
Right. I think that's what is required. Nobody, I think all the great women and leaders here would agree with me that all we need is a level playing field. We don't need any preferential treatment, any favors.
Yeah.
We just need a level playing field. So great to hear that. Thank you, sir. Um, Helen, the next question again comes to you. Um, I think we all have spoken about digitization, but equally innovation is one of the topics we want to touch upon today. And talking about innovation, how do you think mining companies can collaborate with technology startups, research institutes, and various other stakeholders to foster innovation, ecosystem in the industry?
So I think when we speak about collaboration, before we even start to engage with technology startups or other stakeholders, we have to look at collaborating together as mining companies or mining supply chain companies. I know that that's not always easy to achieve when you're in competition with each other. But actually this drive to net zero is not a competition, it's a collective responsibility. So we have to acknowledge that we're on a shared path together, and joining hands on that is more powerful. We've got to create a sense of urgency around trying to drive to net zero. And that's really hard to do when you're talking about 2030, 2040, 2050. So when you're looking even 27 years ahead, I expect that I'll be retired by then. So then why should I, in my job now, why should I care about that? Why is that important? So we have to create a sense of urgency. So I think within organisations and as a mining community, we've got to join hands together and create a commitment. And it needs to be embedded in company strategies. It needs to be something that isn't separate from what we're doing. So I think we have to create momentum as an industry. We've got to be consistent and we've got to be purposeful in what we do and drive action at industry level. So we've got to be able to create some kind of demand there for that innovation. Then I think that then comes the opportunity to be able to talk to external institutions and to talk to technology startups. So the demand is there, the solutions might not be clear, But then that's the purpose of having those collaborations. I think it's about creating, it's about change management, and it's about creating an innovation mindset, which when you look at technology startups, universities or research institutions, by their very nature, they're quite innovative, or they should be innovative. But mining companies, I think, are traditionally seen as resistant to change, and it is difficult to change. I think when we look at it from an OEM angle, we've started to look at how do we electrify all of our equipment. So in underground coal, all of our equipment is electrified already, but we're looking at different technologies. So moving away from diesel technology in underground hard rock mines and in surface mines, trialing different fuel technologies, battery technologies, moving into hydrogen in the future, which is what we're testing right now. I think with underground coal, there's inherent challenges that are linked to the underground coal environment, because you have to have intrinsically safe equipment, you have to have flame-proof equipment. Also, the volumes are relatively low, so it's a little bit difficult to get suppliers excited about low volumes. So you've already got a challenging environment in order to engage with suppliers. In the US, we have a program of interns, so we engage with universities and we bring students into our company as summer interns, and we throw problems at them and we ask them to come up with solutions. We've had companies that we've partnered with on technology, so we've developed a battery center of excellence in the US, and we've got partner companies that we're working with to develop that technology. The other thing to say, when I'm thinking about India specifically, it's always better when that innovation comes indigenously. So it's good to take ideas from the outside, but any engagement that happens needs to be collaborated with local technology suppliers and institutes. It's way more powerful when it's done locally.
Sure. Thank you, Helen. I think I've also witnessed some of the companies like Vedanta, for instance, my previous employer, also starting some kind of campaigns. Like they had a program called Vedanta Spark, where they listed down around 10, 12 business problems in various areas, operational effectiveness, sustainability, etc. And then they invited about 1,000 startups to come and try to do some, problem solving. And under the mentorship of senior Vedanta leaders, there were a lot of good business solutions that came in, and then that got converted into very big pilots. So I think it's kind of a win-win. While the miners get their solutions, the startups also get real life problem where they can prove the merit of the solution they have. So I think very pertinent. Thank you, Helen. Natasha, we spoke about digitization and how various companies are taking many initiatives towards the net zero journey. But we all know that what gets measured gets improved. So what do you think are the key performance indicators and metrics that mining companies should use to track their progress towards